Today we're going to talk about complementary colors because that is the color scheme that we are going to use for our project. So let's take a look at the color wheel first of all. And as we remember, the color wheel is laid out with primary colors in a triangle, secondary colors in a triangle. But opposites of the color wheel are called complementary colors. So you can see they're laid out by these lines here. Yellow's complement color is violet or purple. Blue's complement color is orange, and red's complement color is green. Complement colors are how you create neutrals. What I mean by neutrals is when you mix red and green together, you're going to get brown, okay? Depending upon how much of each you have, you'll get different shades of brown. You might get gray. Yellow and violet usually make more of a grayish color, but you're going to get somewhere in the grayish brown tone. So that's how you always make brown, is by mixing complement colors together. Now, you can also have complement colors with the tertiary colors. For example, red-violet's complement color would be yellow-green, as you see over here. So it's whatever colors are completely opposite of each other on the color wheel, that's its complement color. Let's look at a little bit more simplified view for you. Okay, this is what I have posted in your Google Classroom. So if you're working on coloring your project, and you get super confused and you don't remember what the complement colors are, pull this up. It makes it about as easy as you possibly can be for you. Red and green are one complement color group, blue and orange are one complement color group, and yellow and purple are the last complement color group. The next step of this project is to trace with Sharpie. We have not got Sharpies yet, so in the classroom, in the green bin, Mr. O is going to give everyone a Sharpie. There is a thick normal side, and there is a thin point Sharpie side, okay? This Sharpie is yours until the end of the project. At the end of the project, you're going to need to turn it back over to Mr. O. So make sure that you take nice care of it, all right? So you're going to trace everything with the thin point Sharpie side, and you need to really take your time and make sure you have nice lines and go slow, because if you rush through it, you will have some wonky lines and you'll have to start all over, and that's no fun for anyone, okay? So go ahead and trace every single line with your thin point Sharpie today. That is your first step. And then when you are done, you are going to erase any extra pencil marks you might have. Reminder, I did give you a big eraser that you should have in your art bin for erasing. Okay, so Mr. O is going to pause the video right here and give you guys quite a bit of time to trace with Sharpie. Reminder, you're going to use the thin point part of your Sharpie to trace today, and then you're going to erase any pencil marks, and then we will come back in a little bit and we will talk about coloring. So now that we've talked about complementary colors and what complementary colors are, we're going to start coloring with complementary colors, okay? And we're going to color almost identical to how we colored on our color wheel, and yes, we are using color pencils again. The fun part about this, though, is that you can use different shades of the colors that are complement groups, okay? So just a reminder, even though we just talked about this, orange and blue are complement colors, pink and green or red and green, and yellow and purple, okay? But if you look in your color pencils, you have lots of different shades of blues you could use. You have pinks, and you have lots of different oranges. So in theory, each tube could be a different set of colors, okay? So I already did a few to kind of start you out. But my first one, I just did normal blue and orange. The second one, I decided to do a lime green and pink. The third one, I just did normal purple and yellow. And then the next one, I'm doing kind of like an olive green, and your color pencils is called jade green, and just normal red. So what you are going to do is you are going to alternate the complement colors on your tubes, and you are going to color them similar to your color wheel, okay? So now I'm ready for a green square. Or spot, sorry. Now, if you notice, like when we did our color wheels, there is a white portion in the center of our tube. Here's the trick though. Your tubes are not straight like on your color wheel, so you have to pretend like the highlight is bending around with your tube. What I mean is, I can't just pretend like this is a straight line and draw my highlight every time in the same spot. My highlight has to curve and bend along with my tube. So, for example, my white highlight for my red one is right here, but my green highlight is going to be a little bit further over because my tube is going to be bending. So let's look at what that will look like as I start coloring my green one right here, okay? I'm going to leave the middle completely white where it looks like the tube will be bending right here. And then I'm going to start shading almost exactly like I did on our color wheel. Now, remember, on our color wheel we talked about coloring side to side and not vertical. Side to side kind of gives you a better way to gradually blend the light to dark and doesn't make it look as harsh when you are adding color, okay? Okay, so there's one side. Then we'll go ahead and finish the other side over here. Once again, this is going to take a lot of patience. It's going to take a little bit more precision, meaning you're going to have to really pay attention to where the highlight should be on each one, because the highlight is not going to be the same place every time like it was on your color wheel, okay? This is getting a little bit more advanced, making you think a little bit more about what we're doing now. All right, now, let's look at it close, okay? I want to see nice darks, complete whites. I want to see gradual shading. I want to see coloring horizontally. I don't want to see any coloring vertically. And I want to see the highlight. Let's track the highlight bending along with your tube, okay? So each one's going to be a set of complementary colors. So if I were to move on to the next one, I would do another blue and green, but I would choose a different, or a blue and orange, I'm sorry, but I would choose a different blue and orange. So maybe this time I would do like the light blue with maybe the light orange, because I haven't used the light orange yet. So that could be a possibility. And then the next one I would move on to maybe a purple and yellow, because I haven't done purple and yellow twice, okay? Now, you have 4 days to color on this project. So once again, if you rush, Mr. O is going to make you start over. I want to see that you are taking your time. I want to see that you're taking this seriously. And if you need to refer back to what complementary colors are, there is a photo posted on your Google Classroom stream that you can pull up on your laptop. So in case you forget, you can get out your Chromebook and you can pull up that photo on your Google Classroom stream to help you. Okay, so if you just get done tracing with Sharpie today, that's totally fine. You'll still have more time to color, but if you color and you do the wrong complement groups, like say for example you do blue and red here, you're going to have to figure out a way to start it over again. Okay, so really pay attention and let us know if you have any questions.